Thanks for listening to the Girls Chat podcast, brought to you by Purple Unicorn Productions. Be sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at the Girls Chat Pod. Also be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel where you can find deleted scenes, bloopers, and exclusive Girls Chat content. Welcome to the Girls Chat podcast, brought to you all by Purple Unicorn Productions. Where's up, ladies?
Where's up?
What's up?
Hey.
I think I just did the nay. That was not a good look.
No.
Don't do that.
Well, I did the Martin. What's up?
She did.
So, every episode we started off with table topics, and it's Corona edition, so Jeannie's not gonna be able to show you our pretty pink card, but Jeannie, go ahead and take it off.
Ladies.
I feel like I'm gonna get put on a mission right now, like a Ninja Turtle or something.
Stuck on an island or
Fear
something.
factor.
Does size matter? Huh.
Okay, I'll start. Okay.
I can't talk about this one. No, I'm joking. I can't.
It's hard. I think. I have. Let's start with this. I've never dealt with anybody with a small penis, so I can't give a fair say of like, yeah, it matters, because I've never really dealt with niggas with small penis. I've definitely dealt with niggas with average size penis, but like I'm okay with average size penis because, and I always say this because I gotta remember where I met, but it fits in my mouth like easily and maneuverably, and so like smaller size penises are great for like for head, not smaller, average. I mean,
average.
Because I'm not trying to be like, like average size. But with me being in a relationship with a woman right now, I can say that I think that a bigger dildo would be easier for us to maneuver, just because like we don't actually have penises, so with strap-ons it's kind of like hard to actually get in the like motion of shit, so I feel like it'd be easier with a bigger penis. Longer, maybe not like wider, but like longer,
yeah.
Don't be shy.
I'm not.
I'm trying to, because I've experienced both, like a big penis and all three, average size penis and a small penis, but it's just like I can't complain about any of them, so I don't think size matters. It's just like if a nigga knows what he's doing, he knows what he's doing. So
I was gonna say that I'm gonna go ahead and piggyback off of that. I haven't had very many of them in general, but
why does that make you crazy?
No.
Oh.
Maybe you could have just had three and knocked all three categories out at once. I don't know. But so I don't know. I don't think that it necessarily matters. I think that like just a vibe you have with someone can kind of, maybe I've just been fortunate, and again, it's not that many scenarios, but I have never like necessarily vibed with, I think a vibe always leads that. I think the vibe matters.
It makes it better.
I don't think it's the size of the boat or the motion of the ocean, like they say, but
yeah, like the connection intensifies it.
Definitely.
Yeah,
definitely.
There's two other ladies who didn't speak.
Well, I'm gonna disagree with all of y'all because I think that size matters.
Okay.
Because if you're tiny, we cannot get it to work. So like, it's not happening. Even if we vibing on a great level, I'm not gonna enjoy what we're doing because you aren't fulfilling my needs. But no, I honestly think that it matters because I've had like, I think like too big is too much. Like Lexi said, I agree with Lexi on the perfect. But I think I can't get jiggy with you.
I can't get with you. Wow.
No, I do think size matters, average and above. But definitely the connection makes a big difference. So
Yeah.
I think that foreplay is just really important, right?
That's true.
Like, because for us as women who use sex toys, first of all, we know we don't need no damn penetration. So like, we don't even necessarily need it to go inside to come. Genie?
no, okay, no.
That's what I'm saying. Like we
You're
can
right.
deal with straight like clitoral stimulation and be good. You know what I'm saying? Like we could vibe with it. So, that's why I just feel like size really doesn't make a difference. And also, like, I don't even have a penis in my life right now necessarily, so like, and I have sex a lot of times without using a dildo.
Shut up, Casey. I see her ass.
What?
But like,
Well, I will
Casey
say
weird.
that I'm enjoying it over here, so letting y'all know.
Woo woo! It's because you be twerking at nighttime.
in your sundress.
Word to Kobe. I twerk for
is-
bags,
right?
Oh my God.
I was reading something on Twitter about how women, like, how we listen to music, right? And we put this like city girl mentality on our everyday relationship life, and how like that really doesn't work. And how like we expect to go out and get treated and get and you know what I'm saying, and like that really doesn't set up like an actual sustainable relationship for real. Do y'all agree with that?
Honestly, I think I am the total opposite of that. Like the total. I don't expect that from a man. Like I just do not. Like, so like I feel like if I want something and I can't get it myself, like I'm not gonna ask someone else to get it. Yeah, like I'm really not dependent on like a man, or like I need him to do. I'm really just not like that. So I can't really relate in a sense. But would I like a man to like feel like the man and like take care of me? Like yes, but without me having to ask him to like do so.
I agree.
I feel like being a city girl is hard. Like,
I agree.
It takes the equal amount of effort for you to like go ahead and ask these niggas to help you with something as it's like them giving you whatever it is that you're asking for. It's just like I don't want to do that. So I'm just gonna fucking do it myself. I agree with it. Like if I can't do it myself, I'm not asking you for shit.
So okay, I don't necessarily, or have never I've never asked for anything. I have said things that I wanted for myself and things I was going to buy for myself, and a time or two. And first off, let's get this real clear. I'm in a room in my mama house, so I'm not a city girl. I'm a real round the corner girl.
I'm in my daddy house.
I'm just saying. So let's just like, yeah, like let's be, about, come straight out with saying that. So I'm definitely not a city girl, but I think I have one rule, and it's I'm not going to ask anybody for, or say, like I said, I don't ask somebody for nothing, but I'm never going to say that I want something that I couldn't afford to purchase myself, because you're never going to be the reason why I don't have something. You know what I'm saying? So like, I think it was actually funny. We were talking about him earlier, Tory Lanez, who had tweeted something one time about like how if a girl want a purse and something. So like I feel kind of the same way about that, because I know for me, I wasn't going to be asking somebody for a purse that costs more than I even have in my bank account, number one. And then also, but I mean, that also works for other people. So I don't know, but that's just me and the way that I feel about it. But back to what Casey just said, I don't have the effort. I have been in a position where I was speaking to somebody and it would have been easy. Well, easy is the wrong word. I definitely could have taken, but the amount of time, like I don't want to sit at dinner for an hour and a half or two with
and I don't like you.
Then I'm not in, you know what I'm saying? So like if I had that gut like that in me, like it would be different, but I don't, and I'm not about to like spend hell, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
I realized that one time I was hanging out with somebody and it was like, damn, that's crazy. It'd be taking you so long to like text me back, but like every time we hang out, your phone is in your hand, and I'm like, you're right.
Because I don't want to text you back. That's what
Right,
I
it
don't
is.
want to talk to you. You know what I mean? Like,
that's what I really enjoy about having my OnlyFans, because it's really on my time, right? And I think that's when the I don't want to say joy or pleasure of being a sex worker, because like that's not it, and I don't consider myself a sex worker like that, but like in the pleasure of just dealing with men transactionally, like just dealing with them as they're giving me money, yeah. And because I'm an OnlyFans girl, like it is also on my time. Like you are giving me money and it's also on my time. And so like I really like that. And with OnlyFans, you know, like people have to pay you to see messages if you like just literally just to talk. They have to pay you if you want. It doesn't have to be like that. But like you know, and that's cool and that works because the men know what they're there for, and I also know what I'm here for. So there's like no in between. And if you think that there's gonna be anything in between, like I can nip that in the bud very quickly and be like, nah, like this is what I'm here for, and you either agree with me or don't disagree, because I have however many other people that come here for this reason. You know what I'm saying? And so that's just something I've taken out of doing OnlyFans, and like honestly I think that it's gonna end up rolling over into my everyday life, because niggas are, and I hate being that girl, but like niggas really do be trash as fuck, like they really do. And they just like constantly prove it, I feel like. I don't know.
So earlier this week I was watching a friend of mine, her name is, I believe her YouTube is by Candace Jones, at least that's her Instagram, her Twitter, but she'd uploaded a vlog and she was kind of sitting down and she was talking about the title of it was kind of just like, are you really ready for that relationship or something of that sort? And she was just kind of talking about like unlearning different things, and how she kind of thought she was like the perfect girlfriend, the perfect this, and now that she has met somebody that she says she doesn't question, like he belongs like in her life or whatever, just challenging her and showing her that like she has certain things that she wants to change about herself, and nothing he's necessarily asking her to change, but things that she's like reflecting inward and seeing like, I can improve here and I can improve there. And a lot of that like goes back to unlearning certain things. So when I thought about it, I was like, that'd be something kind of cool for us to talk about. And if you guys necessarily think that there are any things that you all need to unlearn, I know I can go ahead and start with that, like if y'all need a second to reflect on it or whatever. But for me, it was two things. And somebody told me about a week ago, they said that I kind of take it upon myself to teach people lessons that the universe is going to show them. So I think that that's something that I definitely have to like unlearn, because I just feel like, no, if I could get my point across and they could really understand the way that I felt, then maybe they could change this about themselves or understand, or, you know, and that's not my job or my duty. I can like let you know what's good, and you can do with that information like as you please. And so that's one thing. And there was one more thing that I realized, and I think we kind of touched on this earlier, but when it came to like my parents and living in their house and everything, I feel like I was really grown up, and I think we all were, and we could all agree that when our parents are like, because I said so, that just means business. But when we grow up and we get to a certain age and we realize that our parents, they also owe us a bit of respect too. You know, because I said so, like that this is a conversation, you know, it's not because you said so, or like, that's just not always gonna, fly for certain things. So I kind of had to unlearn that too. I realized that for a long time, my life was going a certain way, or I was doing certain things to please my parents before I was trying to please myself or God. Even in that, if I'm being real honest, it was just like, for example, and I could take the earliest example of it being when I was in college and I failed chemistry for the second time. I was just like, before I could even be disappointed in myself, I was like, oh my God, my parents are going to kill me. My parents are going to kill me. My parents, you know what I mean? So I think that like, I'm in a stage right now where I am like trying to unlearn some of those things that were just put into us when we were smaller. And this is just like the way that it's going to be. Right. And I don't remember what this was that I was reading or something, but it was about like a younger Black couple our age-ish, and they were growing their kids and teaching their kids or whatever, and the complete opposite of that, because they said we were born this way, and like because I'm an adult, that's why I'm an adult. But like if your child was to be in a position where they're, and like sexually abused, or where they're treated a certain way or whatever, automatically you're older than me, I have to respect you, I have to so I'm gonna do whatever like it is that you say. So I just think that that's something that I personally have been working toward, is like, I'm gonna let you know how I feel, you could do whatever with that information, but if I don't see anything from you meeting me halfway, it is not my duty to teach you certain lessons or points. So is there anything that you ladies feel like you should learn?
I think that like when you were talking about the kid thing, I mean, like this is not me personally, but like as far as unlearning in general, like we all have so much unlearning to do. Like I feel like you were saying with the couple who is teaching their kids a different way, it starts from then. It starts from when they're young, because when you get older, we all know it's harder to break out of habits when you've been doing them since you were young. Just like learning another language, it's hard as an adult to pick up a new language, but kids can pick up languages like really quickly like that, because at that age you're a sponge and you're just soaking everything in. So we have to unlearn, I just honestly feel like everything, right? Like, because we've been going at life a certain way. All of us, everybody in the world has been going at life the same way for the longest time. And as soon as somebody steps off and do something different, we shame them, we harass them, or, for living a different way of life. And even that is something that we have to unlearn. Like, just because it's different doesn't mean it's wrong. Just because it's not what you feel doesn't mean that it's not right for that person. And so like, I just think that that's really something important that we have to teach our kids from the beginning, that, like, you're an adult. We're adults, but respect is on a human level, like you have to learn how to be respected as a human, period. Of if you're a little kid or if you're adult, we give kids so little credit. Like we give them so little credit. We think that they're not ready for anything.
Conversation.
Like they
I'm the
become
opposite
adults.
here.
They all were so shocked because they knew this or they learned that or they whatever, but and we always say like, oh, kids say the darndest things, and kids are so brutally honest, and kids, so like we could really learn from that. We're simply conditioned to be certain ways or whatever. My mom went through all 3 of her pregnancies without knowing what it is that she was gonna have, boy or girl, and I always told myself I'm gonna go through my pregnancies the same way. And it's just like, why? Because your mama did it, and I still stand on that, because like I said, I'm like unlearning certain things, but it's nice for it to be a conscious decision that this is something that I want to hold on to, as opposed to like, this is something
that's just how it was done.
You know what I'm saying? And like, so I was on Twitter, and I'm kind of, I'll wait for y'all to tell me, or anybody else want to chime in on what they think that they need to unlearn?
I think I would go with expectations, and that's just in general, like of people, of shit supposed to be going my way. Like, I'm not gonna lie, when I was younger, I don't want to say I was spoiled, but to an extent I was. Me and both my sister, like, not saying everything we wanted we got, but most
Pretty
of the
much
time
everything.
that's what happened. Yeah. So now that as an adult, I'm just like, I expect things just to go my way, and if it doesn't go my way, I have an issue with that. But I have to understand, like, that's real life. Like, shit's not always going to go my way. People are not always going to do what I feel like they're supposed to do.
Right.
Like, everybody's fucking human. So I think that's what I'm trying to unlearn right now. Like, everything's not going to go your way. People are not going to do what you want them to do. Like, because at the end of the day, if that's my expectation of things and people, I'm going to get hurt. And I don't want to do that anymore.
It's like you're only in control of like yourself at the end of the day. You cannot control anyone else's. So that goes back to what like Robin was saying with giving, you know, you put out your energy, you say how you feel, and you can only hope that someone is going to, you know, react to it, but you have to have the realization that they may not, and that they may not accept what you want from them,
or that they may not do it in the time frame that you think about, you know what I'm saying? Because like I think everybody, or what anybody wants on this earth the most, or as a human, what is like reciprocated energy. You know what I'm saying? If you dig somebody, if you like them, you want that back. Like if you know what I mean? Like that's what they want. So, but it's also, and I just think it's from things that I have been going through lately. It doesn't necessarily mean that someone doesn't love you, or not, like that they don't want to protect you or your feelings, or it just may take them a little bit longer to do so. And where it may be a hard pill for you to swallow, like you just gotta swallow that and like wait till it works. Like, because some things is BC powder, some things kicking instantly, and then other things is like, I don't know.
But you know what else? What you just said, talking about like care and love, like that's something I think we have to unlearn too, right? Because I feel like a lot of us, I read the book All About Love, or I really didn't really finish it, but I read All About Love by Bell Hooks. It's a really good book though. It is really good. I really don't know why I haven't finished it. But something that that she talks about in there is just that, like, especially when it comes to our family and our parental figures, because of them, we kind of assume that care and love are the same things, and they are not the same thing. And I think even our parents, a lot of times, or people as parents, feel like care is love, and it's not. And just because you're providing for me doesn't necessarily mean that you're showing me love, you know? And I feel like a lot of times we feel like because they're family, right, especially our parents, that we're supposed to accept that, and we're supposed to just take that. But that is not the case, you know? And this sounds really bad sometimes, but like sometimes your parents are really just vessels for you to get here, you know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes it's really not meant for you to have that connection with your parent like that. Like, it's just really not meant there. They were the vessel to get you here on this earth, and for you to do what you're meant to do ultimately in the end. And a lot of times that care and providing gives parents that same thing that you said, like, well, I put this roof over your head, and we even talked about it earlier, like, I pay these bills, you do, you know what I'm saying, like, you need to do what I say. And that's ultimately not the case.
And I can take you out.
Right. And that's ultimately not the case, because like we said, these people kids grow into adults, so they're the same, they're still a person, they're still that person. So we do owe them that respect, you know, we really do owe them that respect. And it's hard. And I think me and thinking about having kids, right, and I think that like that is a big fear of mine with having kids, because discipline is it's like, you want to teach your kids discipline, but you also want to, you know, make them free thinkers and be, you know, give them their responsibility and give them their space because they deserve it, and, you know, all that other stuff. And it's like such a thin line of where you you know what I'm saying, where you find those boundaries, because kids are they're automatically free thinkers. They automatically do what they want to do because they don't know. They're still learning. They don't have to unlearn because they don't know.
Right.
You know, so it's like, I don't know. That's one of my like biggest fears with having kids, period.
So I have another question, and it could kind of not relate. I don't know, but I was on YouTube. Here I go. I was actually on Twitter, and there was a video that somebody was recording, and her, like, I want to say it was her husband or maybe fiance or something, pulled the car up. And she was just like, yeah, just like I thought, she's in the front seat. She's in the front seat, whatever. So apparently this guy, fiance, husband, whatever, came to pick his girl up, and his mother was in the front seat, and she freaked out, right? And the way that I saw it, right, was it was a retweet of the video, and someone commented on it, was like, I just think, they said, I think this is one of those big differences where Caribbean people and American people feel differently on some stuff, because like a Caribbean person would have just like kind of let it slide. And I think I'm the type of person, like, no matter how, first off, and again, maybe it has to do with a little bit of unlearning in a sense, but like, I know that we will go pick my grandma up from church, and my mom be in the front seat, and my mom will get in the back seat as we wait for my grandma to come out of church, so my grandma could be comfortable. Now, I was thinking about this before I asked, and when I was thinking about asking y'all about it, and I was like, oh, I wonder if it's because like, or maybe it's because she's just like very old, that she wants her to be able to be comfortable. But I'm like, no, I know my mom has been doing this her whole life. How do y'all feel about that?
Well, me personally, I feel
you riding back seat to mama?
I would ride back seat. Because
right.
I honestly feel like it's on the relationship also that you have with the mother, because there's some mothers who are strict, like nasty.
That's true.
And they want to feel superior, like they're number one. And I feel like, you know, they may do things certain ways, but me, my mom, like, I just feel like it's like a respect thing. Like my mom,
absolutely,
respect your elders type of thing. So like, I don't, like, the other day we went out with his brother Lionel, and I said, Lionel, you get the front seat, I'm gonna get in the back, because I would rather you be comfortable, because I'm like smaller. So like, I just think like it's like a respect thing in a sense.
I mean, I think I'll take a back seat to your mother before your brother.
If you're younger than me, maybe no. But if you're older than me, I'm gonna give you the front. But if you're like, no, I'm not giving the younger.
I think with my brother, and he has a whole fiance now, it kind of just depends on the situation. Are we coming to pick you up? Am I already in the front seat? I don't think for like, in a situation like that, where it comes to someone who's more so my equal, my age, my whatever, because it's all an age thing for me. Maybe something I also need to learn. But for me specifically, like, if we same age or whatever, like, baby, you can get in the back. But not to say like, if Sydney pulled up with Candace, I don't expect her to get in the back. Yeah. You know what I mean? Right. Or even if we are getting in the car, I don't even think I'm expecting it to go a certain way. But at that point, if it's expected of me to sit in the back, or expected of me to like, then it changes it up a bit. And another thing I saw on Twitter, sorry, but a video today, and it was like a mom and a like, it was obviously a small wedding, and the mother was in the front seat, and the woman was expressing her vows to her husband, and she said something about loving him, flaws and all. The mother was like, my son doesn't have any flaws. And, it turned into this big thing. She's like, and the guy just stood there, and he was just like looking, and then the wife was just like looking at him like, is you about to like, right? And she was just like, I'm just saying, my son doesn't have any flaws. And I know his mom was so messy, because the first thing she said off the bat was like, I paid for that dress that you're wearing. I paid for that dress that it turned so messy. So
this is at the ceremony?
At the ceremony.
I'm
his
sorry.
mom
She
is
had
in
to go.
head
Me and
sleep.
Mama would have had to
Day.
fight. I'm sorry.
You don't understand the wife
Yeah.
in her dress. She's telling her. She's like, she's
We
like,
would've went to
you can
blows.
go. She's like, you can go if you want. You can go. You don't have to be here. Other people are coming up like, this is not about you. This is. She's like, I'm just saying. She says my son has flaws. He has no
Yeah.
flaws. She's the one with all the. I was like,
Oh, you
And I
clearly
think
have been
that's
some
somebody.
moms,
That's somebody
hiding
who sat in the
something.
front seat a little bit too long without
right.
being.
Sometimes moms and I feel like it's a lot of times with sons,
Mhm.
they don't know how to properly put their mom in their place, and they don't know how to, like, you know, because especially if you're like the only son, or like, you know, whatever the case may be, like sometimes moms really do play that, not girlfriend role, but you know, it's just y'all two. And if she's a single mom, especially, like it's just y'all two, you know, and you play that role in each other's life, and it do be hard for them to give that shit up, like to let their son the fuck go. But like, you can't be
But
like
that's
that.
not
And they
your man.
literally be in competition with their wives, and that is weird. That's
No,
so
that does
weird.
come to play a lot.
Yeah.
I knew
Thank God I don't have
someone.
those problems.
I knew someone who was in a relationship and decided for a specific holiday they were going to get their man something. It was a picture. They were going to get their man this picture or whatever, and you know, in constant communication with the mother, trying to build a relationship with the mother, mentioned what she was going to get them for that holiday. And for the same holiday, the mother bought the same thing, baby, but bigger, like
That's
3
gross.
times bigger.
No.
That's gross. That's so gross.
It was
That's
just
how
like,
it is.
Well, she can keep that one at her house, and we can keep another at ours.
you know what I'm saying? But I just feel like, I don't know. I have never been in a situation where
either.
I wasn't like, I couldn't get along. I think I'm a very easy person to get along with, for the most part. But I think respect is a big thing for me.
And it has to be equal, like elder or non-elder.
You're right.
Or whatever the
That's
case
exactly
is.
what
Like,
it is.
people just need to respect
I have to feel like I'm getting it.
regardless.
To continue to give it, I have to feel like I'm getting it. You can't just like take my respect and put it in your pocket and then treat me how you want to treat me every time, because I'm not going to keep dishing out the same respect to you. Why would I? You know what I mean? That, I don't know. That's crazy. I felt real bad for the guy in the situation. But like you said, Lexi brought a very good point, at least with the guy pulling up with his mom in the front seat or whatever. Because he was kind of just like, baby, just get in the car. And his mom, like, at first she was like cool and not saying nothing, but sis started getting bucked. So the mom's just like, yeah, I am in the front seat. Like, I am.
Then that's another thing too.
That's
came
when
at
she
her
needs
with
to get
that
to the back.
energy. Like, you know what I'm
that's
saying?
when she
Like,
needs to get in the trunk, actually.
Because I didn't see the
She didn't say anything. She didn't sit in the trunk. She didn't say anything for a while. He was like trying to, but like I understood the mom in that sense, because
that's
like,
what I'm saying. I'm saying
she was already in the front seat. Yeah.
And somebody was already recording. Y'all already knew what was like good before you pulled up. You was like, record this, because this is the day that I'm.
And like, you came on that energy, and so you got that same energy back. And when the mom started snapping, it's like,
can you find that and send it? I really want to see what happened.
For sure.
Because, but like with that, I think I would have gotten in the back seat too, simply because like the same thing. Like, do I expect my mom? Would I expect my mom? I don't know. Or when my mom's getting picked up, do I expect her to sit in the back seat off rip? Because I wouldn't expect you to get out the car and get back in. I wouldn't even be thinking anything of that. Like, you were here, you were in the car first, so you got in the front seat first. Like,
but there are times where I've done that. Like, I will, if I'm going somewhere, I will get in the back seat, because I just want the person that's older to feel a little bit more comfortable. I don't know.
That too.
Like, I don't even think too much into it. I just like would rather them be more comfortable and like me be a little bit more uncomfortable because I'm younger.
I found it so easy. I'm so happy.
Yeah, if it's an older person, I think I agree with that. Like, an older person, because there is more leg room in the front seat. They can stretch out their legs more in the front seat. So I do agree that an older person is more I'm more comfortable in the front seat because it's more comfortable than the back seat. So I know that an older person would have a hard time getting in and out of the back seat. So I wouldn't expect them to be in it. But
right before rooftop, I used to be like, shotgun, shotgun, shotgun.
Right. Y'all know me. Y'all know me. I always want to be in a shotgun.
Yeah.
I don't really care
know.
where I sit. I used to get the whole seat.
I just didn't want a middle seat.
No,
Yeah,
I
didn't want the whole seat.
definitely didn't need I definitely didn't want the whole seat. But as so long as I was with my dog and the bottle
Yeah,
of
but then who had to be the driver at the end of the night?
night? Yeah, rock, paper, scissors. That's it. All right, ladies, it's time for Guess Who Sent That Text. And the text goes, "This is how I know I am getting so old. I just got home from work, put my bag down, turned on my speaker, and turned on this track. Then I proceeded to make a cup of tea and put my slippers on. And I almost asked one of my imaginary kids to bring me his report card." Guess
You
who
know
sent
what?
that text,
When I
okay?
sent that text,
What were you
I already
going
knew who
through?
that was.
honestly,
You had a long day.
I had a long day and I was just like, I came home and it just felt real like adult-ish, like life-ish. So I came home and I just was going through the motions, put my tea cup, like poured my tea, warm it up. And then I just stood in the kitchen, like on the whatever, the awning, whatever. And I'm just standing there waiting for my tea to warm up. And I'm just like, wow, I feel like a 48-year-old woman with two
Yo, that's
kids.
the exact age you said. That's the
Oh, that
exact
is?
age.
I don't know why I always go to that age. But,
I didn't want none
First
of
of
our
all,
old listeners to feel like.
I knew you had to feel old when you said I put on this track. Like,
Yeah, that's what got me.
That was
That's
the
really
giveaway.
What was the track?
It was a
Grown
Lil
Man,
Wayne.
Grown
Oh, yeah,
Man
yeah,
by
yeah,
Lil
yeah.
Wayne. It was
Yeah.
Grown Man.
I
It's
hope
'cause
that
I
you
was
know
vibing.
that when you have kids, you probably won't even have time to do all the shit that you did before
Right.
before your kid brought you your
You so
report.
right.
Right. First
you're
off,
actually very right.
they're going to email it to you on Pinnacle. So you're going to be pissed off by your lunch break, baby.
I forgot about
Fuck
Pinnacle.
Pinnacle.
That's so
Fuck
true.
Pinnacle.
Dead ass.
Yeah.
You don't. Pinnacle is
The
so.
good thing is
effed
that
up.
my parents weren't really technology savvy, so
Mine
had to
figured
Oh,
it
my
out.
mama was. I had to sign in right in her face.
Let me tell you, the flaw thing about Pinnacle, the worst part about Pinnacle was that, like, I got an A in your shit, but because I didn't do the extra credit, and now my mama know I didn't do the extra credit, I'm in trouble.
why you do the extra credit? Why you do
It's
the extra?
extra.
Because
No,
I
I
have
Already
an
have
A.
an A.
No,
That's why you
also
They don't understand
the
that.
tardies. Like, nigga, you didn't have to tell my parent that I was late to class. Did like, nigga, I'm here though. Like, I'm here.
Let me.
I'm gonna take the. You didn't have to send no email alert. Like,
Right. I agree.
No. Now it's worse because Annalise sometimes she says she's tardy because she has to use the bathroom before class. But I believe that because she has to use the bathroom a lot.
Right.
So the school will text me like 10 minutes after she's tardy, and then they will send me an email to let me know that she's tardy as well.
That's
Like
acceptable.
things have gotten so much. No, they've gotten so much worse.
They over here trying to
I-
get these little babies in trouble.
And I think I get a phone call too. I promise you, they do.
Tardy?
Like now, I promise you, they send they call you, they email, and they send a text for anything. They do all three now.
They want to make sure they get the word across.
I was in middle school, I promise, and we had like this band class, and you could just be late because this lady, I often wonder how she's doing because I know it's not okay mentally. Like, she was just a nut. Like, she had like a paddle on her desk, and it was this was at Walter C in middle school. She had a paddle on her desk, and the paddle said attitude adjuster. That's what it said. So I already knew
I'm
she was
pretty
like
sure.
a nut. But like, people would like be late to her class, whatever. Like, first off, I used to be on the phone in her class. I would have my phone like in my sleeve, and I would just be there like that. She was just the type of lady who just, came to collect like her check, whatever. So me and this boy who was not like, had the best reputation, whatever, but he was like my friend. We're walking to class because we know we could be late because this lady not gonna do nothing or whatever. And the bell rang. And when I tell you, the bell rang and this other boy started taking off running, and the boy I was with was like, yeah, nigga, you better rest your legs. What you think, she gonna give you half a referral? Baby, that was
That's
like,
actually very true.
right.
why do you remember that distinct detail? Like,
Because
you
I have a referral. That reminds me when I was in Norland, I don't know what I was doing in class. I was cutting up whatever. The teacher sent me to the office with my own referral. I ran into a bad influence in the hallway. He was like, oh, where you going? I'm like, oh, I have to go turn in my referral. They're like, turn in your referral. I'm
right in the trash.
Oh my God, like I ripped up my referral and I threw it in
I
the
wouldn't have
toilet
turned in
and
my
I
own.
flushed it. And they're like, now you just get to chill for the rest of the class. And I'm like, you're a
Genius.
Cool.
Dog, no, genius, my scary ass. Bitch, I sat in the stairwell, bitch, the whole 40 minutes. Like what
I
is
ain't
that
never go to
mean?
class, so
No
not
way.
at all.
But I never got in trouble for the referral. And I'm like, wow, I learned that real fast.
You see how
I
scammers
never
been
went to
getting
class.
by our whole life? Scammers been getting, he
Listen.
probably a scammer right now.
Right, right. Right.
Been
And
getting
apparently
by.
the city girl has to go
That's
find
funny.
them, huh, Bert?
Yep, you do.
Yeah, okay. Ain't nothing city girl about me. Unless y'all want me to sing, because I could sound real young Miami.
No.
Please don't. Please
I'll
don't.
sing along with.
No, actually, no. I don't think any of us need to be singing over here because Casey.
I'll
Ooh.
sing. I just can't, but I will
That
sing.
sounds good.
Casey, you know.
I've been in a car when she's playing Mary J. Blige, and I'll be like, Casey,
I sound just
I
like
don't mind
her.
embarrassing
You sound just
Stop.
like her.
Stop it. Stop it.
Casey,
Stop it right now.
honestly, I really can't speak on the rest of y'all. I really can't think about it, but Casey honestly has the worst.
Like she has no tone. Like her tones be off with the song.
So much passion, but
Right.
no
It
tone.
doesn't deliver on the back end.
No melody. There's none of that. It is disturbing a little.
You guys just wait, okay?
Until
I don't know.
Right.
You just
until.
fucking wait.
I'm gonna sing Moesha because that's what I'm about to go watch.
Thank you for listening to the Girls Chat podcast.
Oh.
Everybody say your social media handles. I'll start. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and OnlyFans at LexiLex, LEXYL3X.
You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at redrobin_yum with 3 M's and Robin with a Y.
You can follow me on Instagram at GUCC2X. I don't have Twitter because I'm not really good with the internet. So
Good one.
Good one.
I only have an Instagram _SHOWKACE.
And you can follow me on Instagram at Just Jeannie. Jeannie is JYNI.
Okay, ladies.
Oh, wait, plug my dog, Danielle. You can follow her at, hold on, let me get there.
Danny Cave.
Danny dot. I thought it was an underscore. Danny.cave. Justice for Breonna Taylor and a lot. Thanks for listening to the first episode of the Girls Chat podcast, brought to you by Purple Unicorn Productions. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at the Girls Chat Pod